The voice that never faded. He remembered the first time he heard her voice. It crackled through an old radio, soft, yet cutting through the static like a beam of light. It was late at night. He squinted at the glowing dial in their cramped kitchen. She sang of dreams and sorrow, her words trembling, yet resolute. It was a moment that turned everything on its head. Rafiq was 19 when his mother, Noura, fell gravely ill. He and his younger sister Sana watched her fade slowly, once radiant, now fragile. Their father had passed years before. It was just the three of them. Rafiq, the older brother learning to hold everything together. Sana, the dreamer with wild ideas. And Noura, the heart that beat between them. Because money was tight, Rafiq dropped out of college to take odd jobs. Delivering goods, waiting tables, anything to keep the lights on. But every night, when he came home exhausted, he found Sana clutching an old cassette recorder, headphones over her ears, tears trailing down her cheeks. On it was a recording of Noura's singing, old family tapes, rehearsals she'd never shared publicly. "Why do you listen every night?" Rafiq asked one evening, voice heavy from work. Sana looked up, her eyes red. "Because I hear Mom in it, her strength, her longing. Somehow it reminds me she's still here, even when she's gone." But increasingly, Noura's condition worsened. The doctors spoke in hushed tones. Rafiq slept little, ate less. Sana retreated into silence, her sketches and diaries untouched. One night the machine broke, its tape jammed. Sana tried to fix it. She cried out in frustration when the last fragments of her mother's voice warped into static. Rafiq came in and held her as she shook, acid grief stinging his throat. In that moment, all the weight of what they had lost crashed down. For days, their house was quiet, too quiet. No singing, no whispers, no tapes. Rafiq forced himself to continue working, but his heart wasn't in it. He felt adrift, tethered to memories that seemed to slip through his fingers. Then one evening, walking home under a bruised sky, he made a decision. He would give Noura the tribute she deserved. He would restore her voice for the world to hear. He reached out to a small recording studio in town. The owner, a kind but skeptical man named Siraj, listened as Rafiq described the tapes. How they were damaged, mangled, fragmentary. "There's no guarantee I can salvage it," Siraj warned. "Old tapes, broken machine, but I'll try." Rafiq worked double shifts to raise enough for the restoration. Sana watched him go, eyes wide with tired hope. One afternoon, Rafiq came home with a battered envelope containing the restored tracks. He shut the door, hands shaking, and together they pressed play. Noura's voice emerged, soft, quivering, then soaring. It filled the room. Sana's tears came in torrents. Rafiq's jaw quivered. That night they listened for hours, letting her voice cradle them, break them, mend them. With Siraj's help, they prepared to upload the track online. They titled it, "Voices Never Fading, Noura's Song." As they waited, their hearts thundered. Would anyone listen? Would it matter? At first, few, but then one share, then a few more. People wrote, "This brought me to tears. Such raw beauty. My mother used to sing like this." Comments flowed, views climbed. A small radio station played it, giving credit to Rafiq and Sana. A local journalist interviewed them, publishing their story of loss, love, and restoration. Through it all, Rafiq and Sana confronted old wounds. Rafiq confessed how guilty he felt he had failed to save their mother. Sana admitted she'd been terrified of moving on, afraid forgetting her would mean betraying her. But each time someone wrote that the song touched them, they felt something heal inside. At a small memorial concert organized in their town, they invited neighbors, friends, and strangers. Sana stepped forward with a trembling voice and read a poem she'd written about absence, memory, longing. Then Rafiq played the recording, letting their mother's voice fill the hall. Silence fell after the last note. Then the audience rose one by one, clapping, weeping, embracing. Rafiq stepped to the mic. He spoke simply. This song was never just mine or Sana's. It belonged always to her and to everyone who has felt longing, sorrow, the weight of absence. We hope her voice brings you back to someone you've lost and reminds you that love never really dies. Tears shone in hundreds of eyes that night, but beneath them was light, resilience, shared humanity, the power of art to transcend death. In time, the song reached beyond their town. A foundation for sick mothers invited them to perform. Donations poured in to help families afford medical care. Sana, once withdrawn, began composing and singing. Rafiq returned to school part-time, studying audio engineering. They kept Noura's voice alive. Years later, Rafiq stood backstage before a large audience as Sana sang one of her mother's songs, reimagined and renewed. A single spotlight bathed her. Rafiq closed his eyes, felt his heart full. Because though his mother was gone, her voice, in their hearts and through that restored recording, still moved across time. And that reminded everyone listening that even in loss, something eternal endures. From grief, they built purpose. From silence, they brought song. In doing so, they honored memory and gave hope. And in that hope lay the truth. Love never fades, not when someone dares to let their voice sing again.